All right. Hello, hello, all. Happy Friday. We made it through another week. And we're back on Chaos Child because I don't know about you, but after last night's stream, I couldn't stop thinking about it. And now I need to know. I need to know so much. Um, I'm Kels. I'm going to be voicing pretty much everything. Congratulations. And yeah, so let's kind of recap, look at what we did last time, which was literally yesterday. And yeah, it was bizarre. Okay, so we broke into the hospital to get our phone back, possibly using what we believe to be Setika's psychic power, and hid from strangers in the autopsy room. Poor Ito had to bunk with a cadaver. The fact that he is still talking to us is amazing. Because I don't know about you, if I got shoved into a little hole with a dead body, that would be the end of a friendship. A girl led them through a hidden wall to the sub-basement we once visited in our childhood and fantasized about a sumo monster tearing us and Serika apart, but it was just Mio choking Ito. There was someone with a baby carriage that we hid from, and then we found a lot of monitors, and Mio tried cracking into the system for info on the secret psych ward. She found a Rorschach ink blot that we tried to interpret as proof that the girl we abandoned is safe, but Mio confirmed it's unethical neuroscience to make espers that the earthquake cancelled. They involved the 11th Rorschach test, which is a sumo sticker face, and it made us see more body horror. One of the test subjects was the girl we saw begging for help, who is also Nono's friend Senrimi Namisawa, and has been missing since the earthquake. The other girl who went into the hidden door is a survivor of the experiments who is observing the other subjects. Mio's looking for a D-sword, and the monitors showed more sumo faces, making us see Mio eat our brain. Uki is tending to heavily impaired patients, and Mio took her and ran into a getaway van. At Mio's decrepit apartment, we learned that she's Kei and had a positive delusion about her calling us the Chaos Child when we got her sword, only for the hospital girl Weasel Scythe to barge in with more anime BS for fan service. In real life, she asked us what our power is. She brought Hinaya to verify that we're psychic and that the power involved is unlocking with telekinesis because she can detect lies. She pulled her D-sword only we could see to confirm we're a gigalomaniac who can make delusions reality. Now let's dive into the Dirac Sea of quantum mechanics. I was thinking about this last night, like, if we can make our delusions real, I wonder if we're inadvertently setting ourselves up for an ending that we're not ready for. I don't know. We're going to find out. This is wild and crazy, and I am loving it. So let's do this. All right, October 11th, 2015, Sunday. The town was filled with noise that threatened to swallow her whole. Oh, we're finally going to get to find out about the red coat lady. But that was just the way she wanted it. Shibuya was a town that accepted anybody and rejected everyone. Yeah, I mean, we are like Haruaki, making the supernatural stuff explainable by logic and forcing reality to conform to that. Like, some of the delusions that we've had have been so wild that, like, oh, we could really do some damage here. It was the only place that would let her be a part of it now. She moved her legs forward valiantly amidst the hustle and bustle. Forward, forward. Each step she took, her face twisted with horrible pain. Or at least that's how it seemed to her. She didn't know if the pain was actually appearing on her face. Her face was covered with scars and shielded by long hair that hid her hate. But as she dragged her legs down the streets, no one in Shibuya stopped to look at her. She was grateful for that, but at the same time, she hated it. A flame burned within her womb. It was a flame of hatred. She was nothing but hatred now. The businessmen who passed by her on the street, the empty-headed students, the happy couples, the miserable-looking old people. She hated everyone. Okay, well, edgy, much. Oh, she's got long pink hair, like Senni Minamisawa. Or at least what we remember of Senni Minamisawa. Okay, this should be fun. But she hated them most of all. She hated the ones who had abandoned her. Oh, yeah, she hasn't forgotten us either. She hated the ones who'd done this to her. If they hadn't abandoned her, this would have never happened. The hatred burned within her womb. No, she was the hatred. The power she'd gained that day, it was all for this. Only the joy of revenge drove her forward. Exactly. We can do the body swap with Kazuki, or have bath time with Nono, or even promote our nascent career in gay porn voice acting. Like, the world is open to us. We can also make some really fucked up shit happen, like, Mio eating our brain. Forward and forward. And then she didn't notice that the people who passed by her turned back in surprise. She didn't realize it herself. But the woman was laughing. She was laughing so hard that anyone could hear her, like black smoke from a flame rising towards the sky. She raised her voice and laughed. All right. Oh, we're back with Amy. All right. How goes it? Miyashiro is awakening. Not completely yet. What else? He seems to have finally remembered. Their existence? Yes. What of the sin he committed? Not yet. Understood. It is almost the day of judgment. Oh, that's not a great sign. October 12th, 2015, Monday. Hey, is that the thing? The one that's really popular right now? What, really? That's crazy. And why the hell is that popular? It's supposed to curse you, right? Isn't that crazy? Come on, let's take one. Come on, that's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, is that the thing? What thing? Huh? You haven't heard about them? The sumo stickers. Oh, don't start handing those out. Don't do that. Sumo stickers? Oh, come on, you're joking, right? Don't tell me you've never heard of them. No, I seriously haven't. Seriously? They're really popular right now. Popular? They're creepy as hell. No, I guess popular isn't the right word. They were found at the sites of those murders. You know, the weird ones? The stickers were. Why? I don't know why, but it probably means something, right? Sumo stickers, huh? They couldn't have picked a better name? Yeah, we've got some interesting shops around here. Look, here's another sumo sticker. Wow, there are even more of them. Wait, what the heck are you doing? Aren't they kind of cute? Like, if you put on one on your bag. You're kidding me, right? Cute? What's wrong with you? I'm telling you, they're really popular. Don't you think so? Get that thing away from me. It makes me feel sick to look at, kind of. See? She says it makes her feel sick. No way, it's cute. Huh? What did you put on that? Oh, this? It's that sticker. Neat, huh? Oh, I like it. Right, right? This is going to be the next big thing. Wouldn't it look cute on a t-shirt? Oh, but don't you think people would say it's inappropriate? I mean, sure, but who cares? If we all wear them. Want to try and make some merchandise? That's a great idea. Like socks or something. It might be cute. Maybe I'll think about it. Huh? What's up? Do you smell something burning? Oh, yeah. It happened here, I heard. What did? You've heard about the person going around setting all the fires, right? The serial arsonist? Oh, yeah, I think I did. And it's supposed to be because of that cursed sticker or whatever. What's with that, seriously? It's supposed to be the same as the last thing, right? The New Generation Madness, you mean? Yeah, that! The New Generation Madness. It's a copy of that. Stuff's getting really bad in Shibuya, man. Oh, absolutely. They definitely would be arguing about the sumo stickers, like, that black and blue, white and gold dress. Like, there would be absolute whole, like, social media posts all about it. So, as you can see, the dates of all these incidents match the dates of the original New Generation Madness. And people are asking what the connection would be. What are your thoughts on this? Well, it's safe to assume that there's some kind of connection. But at the moment, I think it's too early to assume that all of these are the work of the same perpetrator. And why is that? The sumo stickers that were found at the scene are also found everywhere in Shibuya. It should be relatively easy to find one. Thus, it's possible that someone left them at the scene to make it look like the same person was responsible for all of the incidents. So you think they're trying to confuse the police? Yes, that's what I think. Especially in an internet oriented society like ours, information like that travels fast. It's possible that someone heard about the first case and decided to imitate it. There's still a lot of mysteries to be solved here. I hope we get a chance to revisit this at a later date. Now, an update on a series of arson attacks that have been taking place in Shibuya, Tokyo. All right, Chapter 6, Their Resistance. October 12th, 2015, Monday. Oh, their resistance won. Or I? Their resistance something. I can't believe there was something like that in the basement of AH Tokyo General Hospital, though. Shinjo frowned as he leaned back into the sofa inside the messy office. Frisia Corporation was located on the second floor of a multi-purpose building in Sakuragaoka. The first. At the at this hour, the 20 or so desks in the room were mostly empty, but that didn't mean that things weren't busy. Investigation companies like Frisia did a lot of work outside the office. It was precisely because they were busy that there was no one in here. Three people were having a serious discussion inside the empty office. Well, I can see why you would be skeptical. In front of him was the CEO of Frisia, Katsuko Momose. Why would I waste my time lying to you? Mio Kunosato was sitting further away from him, not even bothering to conceal her displeasure. It was clear she had no intention of being friendly with him. Of course, I'm not saying that I don't believe you. I know there's a lot of weird rumors about that hospital. And we've got living proof, too. Shinjo looked at the other person on the sofa. It was a tiny little girl. She was really taking care of the patients in that facility? Yeah, that's right. Think we can get anything out of her now? You can try, but you might just be disappointed. Huh? Well, you see, I'm going back. Please, I'm going back. Please let me go back. That's all she ever says, that she wants to go back. She won't answer any of our questions. It's rare to see you having a hard time with anything, Momose. Shinjo stood up and dragged an office chair over to the sofa the girl was sitting on. He sat down as slowly as he could so not to scare her and looked at her at eye level. Uki Yamazoe, right? He tried to speak as softly as he could, but she still shivered at his voice. No need to be scared. I'm a policeman. A policeman? That's right. So don't worry. If you're a policeman, then help me. Of course. So I want you to tell me who locked you in that dark basement. Perfect. Yeah, I mean, she is still Weasel Scythe, so. These people kidnapped me. Please send me back. Uki Yamazoe looked at Kunosato for just an instant, then looked back at Shinjo, begging. I'm a kidnapper, you see. Want to arrest me? Don't make this any more complicated. Hey, Uki, you seem to be misunderstanding things, but you were made to do terrible things in that basement, and now you've been rescued. There was nothing terrible. I was just helping everyone. That's my job. So I have to get back. Everyone will have trouble without me. That explained why even a veteran like Momose was having trouble. Shinjo looked at the two and shrugged. I don't know what to do. Right. From what I've heard, things in that basement were pretty bad. I wonder if a normal girl would want to go back there. I wouldn't. Well, what we do here might be just as bad. Momose chuckled. I took a look at her scalp, and there's no traces of a lobotomy or electric shocks. We won't know for sure unless we do a brain scan, but my guess is that she's been locked down there for so long that she simply stopped questioning it. Same as an abused child, huh? Yeah. I don't know what to do. Shinjo looked back at the girl, who now seemed as if she was about to cry, and started to scratch his head. As of now, the police had no reason to make a move on AH General Hospital. None of the evidence he'd gathered had been acquired by legal means. He'd hoped that Uki Yamazoe's testimony would allow her to function as a whistleblower, but that was looking unlikely. Oh, right. Uki, do you know this boy? Shinjo took a smartphone out of his pocket. It was the one he'd borrowed from the younger officers. He picked out Takeru Miyashiro's photo from the ones he'd taken of the people involved at the Hekiho Academy shooting. You picked up his smartphone, he says. I've met him several times, but what's a smartphone? Huh? What? She doesn't know about anything that's newer than a few years old. Shinjo thought for a moment, then pointed to his own phone. This is a smartphone. He dropped something like this and you picked it up. Do you remember? Uki stared at the phone in his hands and then nodded softly. I thought so. So what happened to it? I put it back where it was right away. You put it back? You didn't take it with you? I wouldn't do that. Things I don't understand are scary. But Miyashiro says he got a call from that phone. Wasn't it you who did that? Huh? Smartphones are machines that show pictures like that, right? They can make calls too? Momose giggled a little. Shinjo glared at her, then turned the phone around and brought up a number from the address book. He tapped the number. The phone rang for a moment, and then an extremely irritated voice answered. Yeah. I smashed it with a hammer because it made a weird noise. Yes, hello. This is Arimura. See, you can make calls with it. Shinjo turned up the volume so that Uki could hear it. Uki didn't seem to care. I see. Hello? What is this? If you don't have anything to talk about, I'm going to hang up. I'm about to go to lunch. No, I do have something to talk about. Something important. Can you help me with? No. At least let me finish. Listen, Shinjo, am I supposed to be your girlfriend or something? You're always calling me. It's kind of lewd. No, wait. I didn't mean... So you're a stalker then, right? I'm not. I'm in trouble and I need your help. That's what all the bad boys say. Then you beg me for money or make me do weird jobs to earn cash for you. You make me sick. Be serious. This is important, please. Shinjo finally managed to quiet her down and then told her about A.H. General and Uki Yamazoe. And then he asked Uki a few more detailed questions, this time so she could hear. And as a result? Well, Arimura, she's totally clean. She didn't tell a single lie. And she really doesn't know anything about these incidents. Do you think she's got something to do with the killer? Then you're wasting your time. I see. Shinjo's shoulders slumped when he heard that. He saw that Kunosato's did too. She'd probably thought that she could learn a lot of what she wanted to know from Uki Yamazoe. Kunosato frowned and looked at the ceiling. Arimura, thanks. You were a big help. I'll take you to lunch or something. Yeah, probably, like, smaho and denwa, like, even if, like, sometimes you'll hear someone call it a keitai instead of smaho, but, yeah, even that, like, unless you would say keitai denwa, like, you wouldn't immediately connect it, so. Huh? Are you asking me out on a date? Then hell no. If I took a minor out on a date, I'd lose my job. Anyway, talk to you later. What do you mean later? Stop calling me. How many times do I have to... Poor Arimura. He ended the call before Arimura could say anything further, and finally, the room fell quiet. No one spoke for a while. The only sound was Uki Yamazoe mumbling, I want to go home, as she stared at her feet. Yeah, someone with common sense standards, finally. Well, we'll keep her here for a while more. But there's not much we can do beyond give her food and a place to sleep. Momose stood up and rolled her tired neck. There was an unhealthy popping sound. That's still a big help. So we're going to have to start over from nothing with A.H. General then? Not completely. I'll try to come up with a way to do a real search of that underground facility. Can you? If you file the appropriate paperwork, they're just going to pressure you to shut it down again. I'm sure. You're sure? Then, well, I can come up with an excuse. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but I think I can do something. And if I can get this into the public's eye, I don't think they'll be able to ignore it. What? Did I say something strange? You're starting to remind me of them. Is that something I can be happy about? I don't know. If nothing else, you're probably in for a gruesome death. That was nice and cheery. All right, newscaster Watabe murdered. Another copy of the New Generation Madness? popular online journalist Tomoaki Watabe was murdered on the afternoon of the 10th in a school in Shibuya. The police have become more convinced that the killer in this case is the same as the other murders that are patterned after the return of the New Generation Madness 7 years ago. Watabe visited the school to talk to the students and coughed up sumo stickers and died when he went on stage. Watabe's stomach was filled with large numbers of the mysterious sumo stickers, and it's believed that these are what choked him. As the sumo stickers are seen everywhere on the streets of Shibuya these days, they seem to think it will be impossible to track down where the killer found them. Watabe had previously pointed out the relationship between the sumo stickers and the other mysterious deaths that took place on the 7th, the 14th, and 30th of last month. The police are assuming that there is a connection there. Gotsuan desu. Gotsuan desu. Gotsuan desu. And before, this is a viral marketing scheme by the sumo wrestler people. Obviously, the kids he was interviewing did it. Gotsuan desu. Wait, so we're calling this one Gotsuan desu? If you guys want to see a sumo sticker that bad, look in the freaking mirror. There's a huge, shadowy conspiracy involved in this. All of the victims are people who tried to find out about the conspiracy. The ones behind it are also the ones behind the original New Generation Madness. They also eliminated the person who designed the sumo stickers. I bet the kids he was going to talk to are in danger too. So, what, you're a sumo sticker truther? He's reading in between the lines. It's the killer, JK LOL. Huh? Look at your ID, dude. Gotsuan desu. Gotsuan desu. This thread's almost 1,000 posts long. Why do you guys like sumo so much? Gotsuan desu. Gotsuan desu. If this is post 1,000, I'm gonna win the next sumo tournament. The power to move objects. Telekinesis, they call it. That's your power. My power. Yeah, everyone knows that sumo are actually flat. Now try and focus on it in your mind. Make it move. Focus on it in my mind. Move. 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 Oh shit. Wow, look, the book on the desk. Seriously, it's floating. It moved. Wow, I'm surprised. This may be more powerful than I thought. Takure Miyashiro, I've seen your power now with my own eyes. Kunosato-san. From now on, will you use your power to help Shibuya News? She wants me to help with Shibuya News? I need your power. Yes, with pleasure. That's great, Taku. You're amazing, Miyashiro. Is this another delusion? I don't know, man. Well, of course, this is nothing. Taku? Miyashiro! Yeah, that's what, like, this is either a dream or, yeah, maybe Serika was the, like, there has to be some connection with Serika. Like, I'm not counting it out yet. Taku, come on, Taku. This is nothing. Nothing. Huh? Oh, he's up. This is my room? Then that was a dream just now? I looked at the clock. It was already well into afternoon and approaching evening. Oh, I see. I remembered now. I'd met with Arimura and Kunosato at Cafe Lax and then come back here late last night, still confused. After that, I'd gone home and thought, and then done some research on the internet, and finally gotten to sleep around sunrise. That's why I was only getting up now. Sheesh, I came here because I was worried about you and you're peacefully asleep. Tuck is so relaxed. What are you guys doing here? Surprised, I leapt out of bed. That's some greeting. Everybody came to see you because we were worried. Worried? About me? Why? 'Cause, well, you know. Right, Hana? Kazuki, you too? It was a tiny room, but I'd only just realized that she was here now.
Hey, Taka, that's a mean thing to say. Hana's been worried about you this whole time too, right?
That was surprising. Kazuki was so worried about me she'd come all the way out here? I figured no matter what happened, she'd be sitting in the club room playing SO2. Come on, guys, you don't have to be that worried. But you know, a lot happened yesterday, right?
That's right. Non was worried too.
No, Kurusu was?
Yeah.
You didn't tell her about everything that happened last night, did you? Sedika looked confused. Did you?
Yep.
That stuff about psychic powers, too?
Yeah.
Why did you tell her?
Because even if you hide things from Non, she finds out.
Yeah, Kurusu was pretty sharp, and I couldn't imagine a girl like Serika being able to hide anything from her. I can't imagine Serika trying to hide anything from her, to be completely honest, but I gave up and fell back into bed.
Should I not have?
Serika looked apologetic as she fiddled with her Ghetto Froggy strap. No, it's fine. If you've told her, there's nothing I can do about it now. Knowing Kurusu, she was probably really upset now. So? So what did she say?
Oh, she said that since she couldn't move right now, she wanted us to stay with you.
Was that all? Knowing her, she probably said a lot more, right? Like, don't do anything dangerous, or psychic powers are stupid, or something like that, right?
No, not really.
I mean, it's Kurusu we're talking about here. That can't be all she said.
No, that was all she said.
Right? I rubbed my eyes, still sleepy. Something didn't seem right.
Oh, that's right. There was a call from Shinjo this morning about the phone you're looking for.
Oh! Ito slapped his hands together as if he'd just remembered something important. I quickly stood up. That was one of my biggest concerns right now. Oh, what did Shinjo say? I eagerly pressed Ito for more information. Shinjo had said he intended to spend the whole day getting information out of that Uki Yamazoe girl. Of course, I'd told him many times to ask about that phone. Probably he had.
Oh, about that?
But the answer I got wasn't one I was expecting. She doesn't have it?
Yeah, she picked it up, but she put it right back, she said.
And Shinjo believed that? Really?
Arimura checked it out. She was telling the truth.
Arimura did. Which meant that she wasn't lying. Then that weird call from my phone to yours?
She had nothing to do with it, supposedly.
I see. In other words, someone else took my phone? Then who had the phone? And that picture? And how and why had they managed to use my phone to call us and threaten us?
Anyway, he says he's going to keep looking for it. For now, why not buy a new one?
Huh?
You're still the club president and our leader, right? So it's a big problem if we can't get in touch with you. We were worried all day today, for one thing. And Non said it was really hard when she wanted to talk to you.
I see. I'm the leader. It felt kind of embarrassing, but I knew that only these guys would say something like that. Yeah, it's true I won't be able to talk to everybody now if something happens. Yeah, you're right. I'll get a new phone soon. Sirika smiled happily.
So, about what we were talking about yesterday?
What were we talking about yesterday?
Those psychic powers that Kunosato was talking about. Do you think they really exist?
Oh, about that. I don't know. It seems a little too unscientific.
But you were the first one to talk about psychic powers, weren't you?
Well,
you could see that sword thing that Arimura had, right?
Well, I could, but Arimura's sword, I think she called it a D sword, definitely looked real.
If you could see that, it means you're a psychic, right? Kunosato said so too.
Ito, you still believe everything Kunosato says, huh? even after what happened to you. She treated him pretty badly in the basement of the hospital. Maybe he was into that.
Hey, don't look at me like that.
It's not my fetish or anything. No, wait, you're always trying to piss off Kurusu, aren't you? Are you sure that's not deliberate?
Sheen's a pervert, huh? Stop it, guys. Anyway, we're talking about Miyashiro's power right now.
Okay, he didn't deny it though, but Itho dragged us back to the original topic. This was definitely suspicious. No, I mean, I don't know about any psychic powers. I've never been able to use one when I wanted. Yeah, he was secretly into us shoving him into a corpse. Arimura and Kunosato said that the locks at the hospital and the Love Hotel opened because I wanted them to, but I'm not sure if I believe that. The door to the hotel room might have never been locked in the first place, and the others might all just be coincidence, right?
Did you try it?
Try it?
Yeah, I mean, you won't know if you can do it unless you try, right? It might be easy once you know the trick.
Even the normally disinterested Kazuki was staring at me with curiosity. It was rare to see her like this. Maybe she was interested in psychic powers and the occult? Let me see.
Or did you try it on your own and it didn't work? If that's the case, that's too bad, but...
No, I wouldn't do anything that stupid by myself. I lied. Actually, last night I tried, and it hadn't worked.
Then let's try it. Come on, it's not gonna hurt you.
But how do I try it?
Maybe, like, focus hard?
I tried that, and it didn't work.
Come on, Taku. Focus, focus.
Focus on what?
Like, on moving that book there.
And now this was just like my dream. Fine, I'll do it. I'll try. Don't get your hopes up, okay?
It'll be fine, it'll be fine. Let's see him take the challenge. Takure Miyashiro, ladies and gentlemen. Can he do it? Clap, 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 clap. Pachi, 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 pachi.
Suddenly, Serika stood up straight and gave me an introduction and a round of applause. I had no choice but to stand in front of the book and get ready. I raised both hands slowly and concentrated. Move. 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 I stuck my hands out quickly, and then the pages of the book slowly started to...
It's not moving, huh?
I told you, right? I can't do it. Aw, that's lame. Oh. Come on, Kazuki, don't punch the wall of my house.
I'm glad though, Taku.
Serika opened one of my Mountain Views and smiled. I hadn't seen her take it from the refrigerator.
Oh, I'll take one too.
Serika handed Ito the plastic bottle she was holding and then took out 2 more from the fridge. She gave one to Kazuki. Oh, absolutely. We're just over here trying to use our force powers. Hey, those are mine, guys. You better pay me back later.
Oh, come on. Don't be so stingy.
Living on your own is expensive. Actually, I'll take one too, Onoe. That was 4 bottles in total. I'd have to go buy a new pack. Thanks. So, why are you glad? You just said you were glad.
Oh, yeah, because if you did have that power, it might mean your life was in danger, right?
Huh? My life would be in danger? After everyone left, Serika's words repeated again and again in my mind.
If you did have that power, it might mean your life was in danger, right?
There was a chance that all of the victims of these murders, they were calling them the return of the new generation madness, had psychic powers. That was the conclusion I'd reached as well. If I had the power that Kunosato and Arimura said I did, I could be a victim too. And Arimura had said before, killed me? What the hell was going on? Normally, I'd be excited that my theory about psychic powers had been proved correct. But instead, Why did I have to start worrying that they'd come after me? This doesn't make sense. For one thing, I couldn't use any psychic powers. See? I tried, and nothing moved. I focused, and nothing started floating. I knew for a fact that I didn't have any powers, so even if other people said I did... But what if... What if the killer mistakenly thought that I did, the same way Arimura and Konosato did? In that case, even if they were wrong, my life would still be in danger. No way, that's crazy. Huh? What was that sound? The door? Again. Was someone here? But the others had just left, and there was no one else who would come here. No way. Could it be someone who wanted to kill me? No way. You're kidding, right? You've got to be kidding me. I can't use them. I don't have any powers. No. Stay back. Stay away. No, I'm not a psychic. I'm not. But despite my pleas, the door slowly opened. Ah! Oh, hey, Gen. What? What's all this noise? Huh? Gen? Hey, Taku, I just got back. Oh, don't scare me like that. I staggered back and sat down on the bed. And I was nice enough to bring you your favorite thing, too. Oh, I know, I bet you were hoping I was a girl, huh? Of course not. Well, that's the way it is with boys your age. So, here you go. Gen tossed me an issue of Cool Cat Press, then stuck out his hand. To be honest, I didn't feel like it, but... Is 500 yen enough? Thanks for your business. Now I can enjoy another cold one. Why not try saving up? You fool. A real man never saves up more money than he needs to get through the night. Listen up, Taku. If you're a man, then don't be stingy. Or the girls. Right. Go home. He's mad. He's mad. I pushed Gan out of the room and shut the door. The room became strangely silent once more. The occasional passing of a train seemed especially loud, but when it was gone, the silence returned. Shibuya Station was very close, but once you got even a little bit away, it became like this. Normally, I loved the silence, but today I felt a little lonely. Don't look at me. Leaky noise. Revolving dead. And now, Gotsuan death. They all had stupid names, but they were all brutal murderers. And...
If you did have that power, it might mean your life was in danger, right?
Damn it, there's no way. I flipped open the new Cool Cat Press to take my mind off of it. The page read, "Polish your hidden talents to make girls love you." October 12th, 2015, Monday.
Okay, all done. Thanks, Yui. It's nothing. You always do so much for us, and I'm not a kid anymore, so you can count on me when you need me.
Yui smiled as she finished disinfecting the wound and applying the gauze. Nono was a little surprised to see her smile look just like an adult's. I don't know, this kid grew up very fast. Yui and Yuto had come to the Alba dorm at almost the same time as Nono and Takure. At first, they were still young, and it took time for them to get used to life here, but now they were an indispensable part of life at the dorm. Of course, it had been 6 years now, so perhaps that was only natural. That's right, Kurisu told herself. People can get used to anything. Nono thought about how long 6 years really was and softly patted Yui on the head.
What is it, big sis Nono? No, it's nothing. I just realized how much you've grown up. Where'd that come from? I told you, it's nothing. I was just thinking it. And at the same time, she thought to herself, I have to protect this no matter what. The things she'd built up over the last 6 years. Her family. And... Listen, big sis Nono. Don't go running around and make it worse again, okay? The way Yui stood up when she talked was just like Nono did. It felt a little embarrassing to watch. I'm sorry. And anyway, what's wrong with Brother Takuru? How could he just leave you when you're in pain? I thought that he was really nice, even if he complained a lot. I guess he was wrong. Don't say that, Yui. Takuru's got his own problems to deal with, I'm sure. His own problems? Well,
Kurisu knew that Takuru didn't want to hurt her. Takuru was just struggling as hard as he could. Against the circumstances he found himself in. Against the world. But,
I don't know. But I'm sure he does. Weird.
he still didn't realize that sometimes the only thing that brought was sadness. They'd kept Takuru's past a secret for his own sake. There was nothing to be gained from digging up the truths of the past. Takuru knew that. So why...
Anyway, you need to stay put. That's an order from Dad. Got it? Right. One answer is enough. Right. Got it. Very good.
Yui said the line that normally Kurisu would say, then left the room. Kurisu chuckled as she watched her go. And then she took the phone off the side table. A moment after she turned it on, the phone's wallpaper appeared. It was a photo of her family. Her, Dad, Yuto, Yui, and Takuru with a blank expression on his face. It was one of her most important treasures. She stared at it for a long time, and then after a moment's hesitation, opened the photo gallery on the phone. There was Takuru mixed in with many of her other memories. He had the same flat look on his face, and it almost made her laugh out loud. At the very bottom of the gallery was a picture dated a long time ago. It was taken 6 years ago, just before the earthquake. There were 3 children in the picture, Nono, Kawahara, and one more. And then she heard a knock at the door. She quickly hid the phone behind her back.
Big Sis Nono, can I come in? What is it? Your friend's here. She said she came to check on you. My friend? Hey there.
Siddhika softly opened the door and came inside.
Doing good? If I was doing good, I wouldn't be lying down like this. Oh, I see. Okay, I'll come back. It was a joke. Come in. Okay.
Siddhika came inside, moving a little more carefully and softly than she usually did. She sat down next to the bed.
Should I bring something to drink? Oh, it's fine. Don't worry. Thank you, Yuto. Okay, bye.
Siddhika smiled as she watched the door close.
What is it? I was just thinking that Yuto's really grown up. He's still spoiled, though.
Yuto was shy, particularly around people older than him, but he seemed okay with Siddhika. It was probably because Siddhika had been around Takuru for so long.
So? Huh? The reason you came here? To check on you. We talked about how I was doing on the phone, right? So you didn't have to come here. I guess I really can't fool you, no? Of course not. So, what is it? Well, I was just thinking that you were acting kind of weird.
I was?
Yeah, on the phone. You sounded down. What are you talking about?
I'm hurt. Of course I'm not feeling well.
That's true, but I don't know. You just seemed kind of weird, so I came by.
Siddhika. I guess I can't fool you either, Nono thought to herself.
No? What's wrong? Not feeling well?
No, that's not it. That's not it. It's just... Nono hesitated for a moment and then slowly took the phone out from behind her back. There was only one thought in her heart. I have to protect everyone. That was all. If she couldn't change things, they'd be put in danger. Takure, her family, the rest of the newspaper club. So, Nono made her decision. What she couldn't say until now. What she didn't say until now. She would tell everyone.
No?
Siddhika,
You said you saw information about a girl named Senri Minamisawa in that hospital basement, right? Yeah. Look.
It was the picture Nono had been looking at a moment ago. There was Nono Kurusu, Masas. His first name is Masashi? Masashi. I can read. Masashi Kawahara and one more child.
No, this is...
Look at how cute and innocent they were back then. All right, let's take another look at what we know about these sumo stickers. These stickers first started to appear around the city in 2007. We don't know who put them up or why. It's said that they were simply a prank or that they have some kind of spiritual or religious significance, but neither of these theories are anything more than rumors. But the majority opinion online is that the reason these stickers have been appearing in such large numbers lately is that they contain some sort of message. We'll ask our guest, who is familiar with youth subculture. Here too. Youth subculture. Our expert on the young kids. It's eerie that we don't know who's doing it or why. And here. When you look at the design of the stickers themselves, every channel I looked at was talking about the sumo stickers. The world was talking about the sumo stickers a lot more than I expected them to. Everyone was getting excited over old news and old theories. But none of them had reached the same conclusion I had yet. Well, of course they hadn't. It was way too far-fetched. But a while ago, I'd been confident. I'd been sure of my theory. And Kunosato and Arimura had confirmed it. But I didn't believe in it anymore, or more specifically, I didn't want to believe it. Because if those powers existed, it meant that I might be a victim too. I might eat my own hand, or rip open my stomach and shove a speaker inside, or have my head ripped off, or my stomach filled with pieces of paper with faces on them. I might meet the same end as all the others. A sliced arm. A bloody stomach. A severed head falling off its neck. Eyes that wept blood. A wide open mouth. The sumo stickers pouring out of it. Ugh. If that happened to me, no. 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 No, wait, I don't want that. No. Let's take another look at them. These are what people call sumo stickers. A close-up of the sumo sticker appeared on the screen as the announcer spoke. The instant I saw it, I leapt up from my chair, hallucinating that all the nightmares I'd seen so far were real booting and attacking me. I closed my eyes so that I couldn't see the sticker. One theory says that a student at a design school started putting them up as a form of creative expression, but whatever the reason, it's been nothing but a huge nuisance ever since. I fearfully opened my eyes and tried to catch my breath. The sticker on the screen was still staring at me with its creepy face, but nothing had happened to me. That's a fake. I'd seen the 11th Rorschach image in the basement of that hospital. That was the real sumo sticker, and it had a terrifying effect on me. But many of the stickers that were showing up around town were fakes, put up by people hoping to be part of the latest fad. They had no effect at all on me. Don't scare me like that, damn it.
What's wrong?
I'd finally calmed down, so when I suddenly heard a loud voice next to me, I jumped up again.
Are you okay, Taka?
Huh? I recognized the voice, but still I fearfully turned around.
Hey, what happened?
Wait, Onoe? I suddenly felt so tired that I almost dropped straight to the ground, but managed to stop myself. What the hell are you doing?
That's what I want to know. You screamed so loud that everyone outside could hear you. All the neighbors are scared for you.
I was doing voice training.
Really?
Yeah, it's for my yaoi career. Siddika looked at me worried.
But Taka, you're so pale, and you're sweating badly.
Siddika took a handkerchief out of her pocket and tried to wipe away my sweat. It's fine. I'll do it myself. I grabbed the handkerchief from her and scrubbed the sweat off my forehead. Oh, I'll wash this and give it back to you tomorrow.
You don't need to worry about it. I don't think your sweat is especially dirty or anything.
Yeah, but Taco, your voice acting sucks. You should. So anyway, what do you want at this hour? I put the handkerchief in my pocket. Her face took on a much more serious expression than usual as she slowly began to talk.
I want you to listen to what Non has to say.
Kurusu? Right now?
She said you could come tomorrow after school's over. But I think she actually wants to talk to you right now.
Huh? Is it that important?
Yeah, I could tell you, but Non says she wants to tell you herself.
I see. Seika never took anything this seriously. It must have been something important. Okay, I'll go over there now.
Okay, that's my Taka. You're always so nice.
She grinned and giggled a little, then grabbed the handkerchief out of my pocket. Oh.
Don't worry, don't worry. I'm just going to enjoy the smell of your sweat.
Don't.
See you tomorrow.
And we didn't even hallucinate that. She squeezed her ghetto froggy strap to say goodbye and then spun around and left the RV. Sheesh. I watched her go until she was out of the park. Kurusu wanted to talk about something important? As soon as she was gone, I tried to think. What could she want? Did it have something to do with what happened? Yeah, the voice... We also, we chose not to voice any objection other than just don't. The idea scared me a little, so I got ready as soon as I could and left the RV. I hurried down the usual route I took to the Alba dorm, but... Huh? Something was different. Something wasn't the same as it had been before. Something was wrong. If I'd just come by this path on my way home from school, but... What was this strange dissonant feeling? Huh? The real ones! The walls, the fence, the streetlights, stickers were staring at me from all directions. And all of them were real. Not one of them was fake. It was that eerie 11th Rorschach image. Ugh. The scenery in front of me suddenly warped and twisted. I felt the mountain view I'd just drank coming back up my throat, and I tried my best to keep it down. No, don't look at me. Don't look at me. I'm not a psychic. There's no reason for you to come after me. No, even if Arimura and Kunosato were right and I did have some kind of power, it was only a tiny little power, which I couldn't master and wasn't even good for anything. So there's no point in coming after me. Leave me alone. I heard a strange voice from somewhere, like a cat in heat. No, this was... It was the sound of a baby crying? But I doubted there were any babies in this park. So what was that voice? And then, all of the stickers that were staring at me smiled. And then slowly, slowly, their eyes, oh, I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I hate it. Open. No! No, 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 no! I ran as fast as I could, not caring where I went. I just needed to escape from the 11th Rorschach somehow. But... No matter where I went, No matter where I went. Ah, here. And here. And here. There were so many of them. Were there really this many sumo stickers in Shibuya? How did I never notice? Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it, please! No matter where I went, it was like they were following me. I had no idea how long I'd been running from the phantoms of the sumo stickers. But no matter where I ran, the whole city of Shibuya was covered in sumo stickers. And each time I saw one, I felt sick, dizzy, as if I was going to throw up. Add that to the exhaustion from running, and I was barely able to stand. Just when I'd reached the conclusion that there was nowhere left in Shibuya for me to rest anymore, I saw a silhouette crouched in an alley. It was a person clutching their arms to their tiny body. They looked like a stray cat. It was so different from the girl that I was used to that at first I thought I must be mistaken.
Huh?
But when she looked up, I saw that it was her. Arimura.
Miyashiro,
What are you doing here?
I don't feel good because of those.
Arimura pointed behind her but didn't turn around. But that was enough to tell me what she was pointing at. The sumo stickers?
I see. You too, huh?
Huh?
You look terrible. You can't even bear to look at them, can you?
No, I I didn't want to admit it. If I admitted it, that would mean that I had a special power like Arimura and that my life would be in danger. That would mean that instead of me going after the case would be coming after me.
Is it just me? Or are there more of them all of a sudden?
Arimura's voice was so soft that it was hard to hear her. They're talking about it on TV a lot right now, so I'm sure all the wrong-siders are sticking them up everywhere.
And not just the fakes, the real stickers too. It's really annoying.
That's right. I think people like that are gonna get sick of it soon, though.
I hope so.
Anyway, let's go to Alba Clinic.
Huh?
That's the care facility where Kurusu and I grew up. There's an exam room there, so even if you're not feeling well, you can get some rest.
Right. I'm sorry.
Can you stand?
I can stand on my own.
She forced herself to smile, then ignored my outstretched hand and stood up on her own. Getting to Alba Dorm was a miserable experience. I could feel the influence of the sumo stickers increasing with every step I took. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Or so she said, but she didn't look good. And I wasn't in a position to be worrying about anyone else either. Hurry. Just get to Alba Dorm. That was the one thought that drove me forward. But suddenly... Uh-oh. Oh, no. She appeared before us. Huh? A woman. It was a woman with a strange presence. If we'd been on one of Shibuya's typically crowded streets, I doubt I would have noticed her. But on this empty street, she was impossible to miss. Her long hair covered most of her face, and with the streetlight to her back, I couldn't read her expression at all. But I could see the strange, hungry light that shone from her eyes through the thick hair that otherwise concealed her features. It was a dark light, one that somehow brought a deeper blackness, not illumination.
Miyashiro.
Arimura's voice was shaking. She'd realized how strange the woman was, too. And then, my eyes met hers. The next instant, she laughed, or so it seemed to me. Her laugh was empty, but at the same time somehow satisfied. It was a laugh like evil itself, and it was like nothing I'd ever heard before in my life. And then, in a raspy, unpleasant voice, she spoke.
I found you.
This girl is bad news. Alarm bells went off in my mind. Bad. This is bad, 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 bad. My knees started to buckle. My instincts told me that she was dangerous. Arimura was staring at the woman, not moving a muscle. No, she probably couldn't have moved even if she'd wanted to. It was like we were paralyzed.
That woman, she's...
Arimura barely got out the words.
I think she's a psychic.
Huh? A psychic? I didn't want to admit it, but just looking at the woman in front of me was enough to dash all my hopes. Psychics are real. This woman, her very existence was enough to make me believe. Arimura?
What is it?
What's her power? I didn't know about any of the Gigalomaniac's powers besides Arimura's, but from what I'd seen so far, some of them were a lot more dangerous than the ability to tell when someone was telling the truth. Yeah, quick, have a positive delusion about her. There had to be more types, for instance, ones that could be used as weapons. And there was no doubt in my mind that this woman had that kind of power. Damn it, if I'd known this was going to happen, I would have done more research. It didn't matter whether I believed or not. How could I not have the information I needed at a time like this? Arimura!
I don't know either. It could be telepathy, it could be precognition, it could be clairvoyance, but...
Arimura's eyes were fixed on a single point. She probably couldn't look away.
I think her power is more dangerous. Her power is something that can hurt people.
Yeah, she can teleport sumo stickers into any orifice. The woman started walking sluggishly toward us. Slowly, slowly. I finally realized that the reason she seemed to be off balance as she walked was that she was dragging one leg. Maybe she'd injured it, or maybe it had never worked right. She approached us one step at a time, as if enjoying our fear. She took another step. A horrible smile was frozen on her face. Her eyes were looking straight at us, as if she didn't want to let her prey escape. I have to get out of here. But my body wouldn't move. My body had turned to stone, as if I'd been stared at by Medusa. Huh? And then suddenly, the wind blew. The woman's long hair flew up, and I could see just a little of her face. Huh? Arimura gasped. The woman had been terribly burned. Her face was covered in horrible burn scars. The smile disappeared from her face. Instead, it was replaced by rage. There was nothing there but burning rage and the color of anger. She slowly brought her hands up, and then pushed them out towards us. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good.
Miyashiro!
Arimura screamed and pulled at my hand as hard as she could. I think we found the serial arsonist. A pillar of flame sprung up right where I was standing. There was a blast of heat and that awful stink of burning asphalt. A burning pain ran through my cheek as the heat struck it. What was that?
Pyrokinesis!
She waved her arm, and the next moment, the space in front of me was a sea of crimson flames. Arimura and I tried our best to get away from the fire. Pyrokinesis. I knew that meant the ability to create fire. If I remembered right, it was a word created by a famous novelist. All over the world, there were historical records of unexplained fires breaking out for no clear reason. Spontaneous human combustion, where a human body would suddenly burst into flame, was one form those incidents took. Of course, spontaneous human combustion was considered pseudoscience, as most scientists believed those incidents were actually caused by static electricity, or EM waves. And now, real pyrokinesis was happening right in front of me.
Miyashiro, why are you just standing there?
Huh? The next thing I knew, the woman was stretching her hands out toward me. I think it's time to go. I rolled along the ground with Arimura at almost the exact same moment the fire exploded outward. The smell of burning hair stung my nostrils. Oh no, my hair! There's no time to worry about that. I know the fire effects are really cool. We kept moving away, only barely dodging the burning flames. Pillar after pillar of fire appeared behind us. It looked like the flames had spread to a bike and some garbage that were lying by the roadside, but I didn't have time to check. The woman was getting closer, dragging her leg as she walked. Arimura! I tried to grab her hand and run, but... A fire appeared right in front of us, and as we tried to dodge it, we both lost our balance and fell to the ground. The planter next to us was on fire. I looked up as the footsteps got closer and saw that the woman was right on top of us. She's going to kill us. That was what was going through my mind as I lay there, frozen in terror. This wasn't an anime or a movie, this was reality. The pain from where I'd hit my leg when I fell, the pain from the burns, all these flames, the smell of melted asphalt, it was all real. Kunosato had said the Gigolomaniac's power came from delusions. And not just any delusions. These delusions affected the brains of others, and through being shared, they became reality.
The delusions of the Gigolomaniacs and the shared reality they create are capable of altering the physical world itself. That's what makes them so dangerous.
Yes, and because of that, impossible pyrokinesis was happening right in front of me. And that power was going to kill me and Arimura. Delusional flames would become reality, and in that reality, we were going to be burnt to death. The woman slowly pointed her hands towards us. Maybe I was imagining it, but the air around me seemed to grow hotter. No, I don't want to die. I don't want to be roasted to death by these flames. No, I don't want to die. No, 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 no. I still don't want to die. A bigger spiral of flame than any we'd seen before appeared before us. But at the same time, Something strange appeared in the corner of my eye. Frighteningly sharp, but frighteningly fragile. Infinite and finite. Phantasmal and real. Like all the ugliness and beauty in the world had been compressed into one object. Is it our D-sword? It was a D-sword. It was clearly a different shape than Arimura's, but still, I could see it. But since I didn't know how to draw it, I just desperately struck the woman with every delusion I could muster. I imagined the sword slicing through her flames, and flung that image at her with my imagination. The burning fangs that threatened to engulf the two of us exploded. And then the fire danced like a snake. It flew in a straight line towards the woman who had created it. It's not quite a lightsaber, but it is very futuristic. The fire turned into a spiral that leapt at her. She fell over in shock. Yoshiro, what was that? Was that my power? While I hadn't been looking, the D-sword had vanished from my vision.
Let's get out of here.
Arimura suddenly fell silent. I turned to see what she was looking at. As the air rippled from the smoke and heat of the flames, the woman slowly stood up. I gasped at the color of her eyes. The fire that had been there a moment ago was gone. The light that burned with hatred was gone. There was only ice. Her eyes were ice, frozen, emotionless, and piercing. Arimura and I couldn't move. Slowly, Slowly, with an unsteady rhythm, the woman approached us. She does have that Zuko scar going on, and then stopped a few steps away. Smoke was rising off a garbage bin behind us. The planter by our side was making crackling noises from the heat. There was nowhere to run before us, behind us, or anywhere else. I couldn't even hear the bustle of the town, but the beating of my heart sounded even louder. The sound of my saliva running down my throat, the sound of my breathing, the sound of my blood flowing, all of those sounds offered proof that I was still alive. But soon they would be gone. They would all disappear inside the burning flames. No, no. My legs shook. My eyes blurred with tears. Please, no. I don't want to die yet. I could barely speak, but the woman's expression didn't change, not even a little. And as she raised her hand towards me, I closed my eyes. I was going to. Huh? I slowly opened my eyes, and then the woman was gone. Was I saved? Ugh. All the strength drained from my body, and I collapsed to the ground. I'd thought I was a goner. I'd thought she would kill me for sure. No, until a moment ago, she was definitely going to kill me. I could tell from her eyes. They were cold, without a trace of doubt, uncertainty, or hesitation. So why had she suddenly disappeared? Arimura? I looked up and saw that Arimura was standing there, staring at the spot where the woman had disappeared.
Miyashiro.
What is it, Arimura? Is there something else?
No, that's not it.
It's just.
I'm too scared to move.
I mean, fair. We just almost died, so.
Is this it?
I think we should be safe here. After the attack by the pyrokinetic woman, I'd finally fled with Arimura to Alba Dorm. I could probably get treatment for my burns here. I mean, this is a clinic, so. It's closed, huh? The front door was locked. I'd been so busy running that I'd forgotten how late it was. I hope the key's still where it was. I'd been given a key to the dorm, but I didn't usually carry it on me. But when I'd lived here, there was a spare key hidden on the grounds. I decided to look for it. There it is. Fortunately, the key was right where I remembered it. Part of me thought that it wasn't a good idea to leave it in the same place all the time, but today I was grateful. You can sit there. As I went into the exam room, Arimura still stood hesitantly by the entrance. I motioned for her to sit in the exam chair. Your wounds.
Don't worry, I can take care of this myself.
I see. Good. I'd gotten a little used to it, but I still didn't like the idea of touching her skin. Oh, you can use this as a disinfectant. I got some medicine, some cotton wool, and some adhesive bandages off the shelf and handed them to her. Since this was a clinic, a lot of the medicines were for use by professionals, but they were labeled in clearly written Japanese, so there was no way I could screw them up. Every time a new drug came in, it was Kurusu's job to make the label and stick it on. She always said that if she didn't, Yui Yuto and I might take some by accident. She'd always been the type to worry about things like that. I'd always been told to make sure to straighten my shoes up when I took them off, or not to put my socks in the laundry inside out. She'd made me help with a lot of the cooking too, didn't she? Wait, why am I thinking about that now? I shook my head, shocked that I was thinking about those things when something much more important was going on.
Is this where you lived with Kurusu and the others?
The disinfectant must have stung because she was wincing. I used to, until a little while ago.
Then where do you live now?
Now, I live by myself in another place.
You live by yourself, huh? I'm jealous.
Yeah, I guess. What about you? I hadn't really meant anything by it. That was just where the conversation was leading.
Do you want to know?
Oh, no, if you don't want to tell me, it's fine.
I don't mind. I live with some relatives. My family lives kind of far away.
I see. If she was jealous of me living alone, did that mean that she wasn't getting along with her relatives?
Oh, just so you know, I'm not being abused by my relatives or anything like that, okay?
Huh?
No, I just didn't want you to get the wrong idea.
I didn't.
So you did, huh?
That's right. She had that power. Having her know if I was telling the truth or not made things difficult. But it was probably difficult for Arimura herself to know what someone was really thinking, whether she wanted to or not. That sort of explained how she acted at school. Unless she kept things on a superficial level, acting like a goofball and telling jokes, she'd know what everyone really felt, and it would crush her.
Okay, all done. Your turn.
Oh, okay. Since Arimura seemed to have finished, I sat down in a chair to take care of my own injuries. And at the same time, the door in the back softly opened.
Who's there? Takure?
Oh, oh no. I'd hoped that Kurisu would be asleep. No, I'd actually come here to talk to her about something important. But after the pyrokinetic attack, I decided against it. If she saw me injured like this, she would have worried, so I'd planned to talk to her tomorrow instead.
I heard a noise, so I came to check. What are you doing here at this hour?
And then she realized that there was another girl in the room. Huh? Arimura?
Hi.
This isn't what it looks like. I wasn't out on some kind of weird late night date with her and then we got into a big fight where both of us got hurt. But before I could say something which would probably only make her more suspicious, Kurisu saw us both and went pale.
You're both hurt.
This is... I knew this was coming. Her own injury hadn't healed yet, so when I saw how worried she looked, it pricked at my heart.
Give those to me.
Huh?
You need someone to treat those injuries, right? Give me the medicine.
Oh. Kurisu grabbed the medicines I was carrying and started to patch me up.
No, we're fine. I already did it myself.
You have to do it correctly. What if it leaves a scar behind? But...
No buts. Understood?
Uh, oh, okay. Kurisu's no-nonsense attitude was enough to overwhelm even Arimura. She sat still and let Kurisu do whatever she wanted. When she was finished, she started on me.
So, what happened?
Oh, what was I supposed to tell her? I should probably find a way to say it that won't scare her.
We were attacked.
Okay, that's way too blunt, Arimura. Arimura came straight out and told her while I was hesitating.
Attacked? That's right. By a psychic with the power to control fire.
Kurisu's expression started to cloud over. Come on, Arimura, shut up. I glared at her, but Arimura just shook her head.
At times like this, if you try to hide things, it just makes you sound like you're lying. You'll only make them worry more.
Huh?
And anyway, even without my power, it's easy to tell when you're lying, Miyashiro.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. We don't seem like we have a poker face.
Arimura's right. Tell me the truth, okay?
But it was scary. I guess I didn't have a choice. Don't snitch on us to our wife. I told Kurisu what had just happened, carefully choosing my words as to not scare her. I mean, we just had fire thrown at us. I think anyone should probably be scared. While I spoke, I had flashbacks to the terror I'd felt during the attack, and my voice started to shake. But I couldn't help that. So, we don't know why either, but she was definitely after us. Everything I said sounded unrealistic, even to me, but Kurisu intently listened to every word. She just sat there and listened.
Miyashiro,
Arimura suddenly looked at me and spoke.
can you see that?
Huh? Only then did I realize I'd been so busy talking that I hadn't noticed, but something had appeared in the corner of my vision. That's... When I remembered the terror I'd felt during the attack, had it brought this back as well? There was no mistaking it. A D sword. I whispered the words to myself and tried to visualize it more clearly. And then, the hazy, indistinct image began to take shape. I reached out my hand towards the bizarre object. But what's going on? For some reason, I couldn't touch it.
Takure, what are you doing?
There's a sword here.
A sword? I figure you've learned how to manifest your own D-sword now.
Arimura said. My own?
That's right. That's your D-sword.
My D-sword? An illusory sword that could only be seen with the power to make delusions real. Then I'm a psychic after all?
That's what I've been telling you this whole time.
Then that woman was after me?
I think so. Of course, it's possible she was after me, too.
Oh. What I'd been afraid of had become real. That woman, her eyes, her appearance, and her flames. The burn marks on our bodies told me that this wasn't a dream. It was real. At this rate, I would be killed like the victims in Don't Look at Me and Revolving Dead. Why? Why was this happening to me?
Arimura?
Kurusu suddenly interrupted our conversation.
What is it? Can you tell me everything you know? Huh? Why? I'm going to find out who's behind these murders and why they're doing this.
What? Stunned, I leaned in towards Kurusu. You told me so many times not to get involved.
But it's too late for that now, right? There's a chance they might come after the two of you, isn't there?
Kurusu? I'd noticed earlier that something seemed a little strange about Kurusu. She'd told me so many times not to get involved in anything dangerous that I was sure when I told her what had happened tonight, she'd freak out. I mean, this really does seem to be a self-insert for you. Like, this is somehow all working out. It's crazy cool coincidence, at the very least. That's why, even when I'd fled here, I still hadn't wanted to see her. But after I'd told her, instead of looking angry or raising her voice, her expression was firm and resolved.
Listen, Takure,
Huh?
Serika may have told you, but there's something I want to talk to you about.
Oh, yeah.
There's actually something I haven't told you.
Something you haven't told me? I felt a sudden pain in my heart. Her words reminded me of last time, when I was told that my parents were murdered. When I'd found out that the family rule at the Alba dorm, that nobody kept secrets, didn't apply to me, just everyone else. When I found out I was the one person who was different from the rest of my family. And I knew Kurusu remembered it too. She had almost brought herself to the verge of saying something, but her memories came back and stopped her. She kept opening and closing her mouth, only to finally fall silent. I almost never saw her like this. Kurusu, don't worry about me.
Huh?
I balled my hands tightly into fists, as if I was trying to tell this to myself, too. I'm not who I was anymore. Probably. So, tell me.
Takure.
Was I just imagining things, or did Kurusu's eyes get a little wet? Yeah,
I love you.
I know. I couldn't bear to look at her, so I continued. Anyway, I need to hear what it is that you haven't told me. Otherwise, I won't know what's going on.
You're right. Yeah, I'm sorry.
And then she slowly started to speak. This is what she said.
I'm involved with this case, too.
Huh? I'd never even expected that. Kurusu was involved in the case? What did she mean?
That hospital you snuck into earlier?
AH Tokyo General Hospital?
Yes, That basement, I knew about it.
Huh? I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It was so sudden and surprising that I couldn't even follow it. The basement under AH Tokyo General Hospital? She knew about that terrifying place? Why? How?
A long time ago,
Huh?
Senne Minamisawa.
Senni Minamisawa? I had to stop myself from reaching out and grabbing her by the shoulders. How do you know about her? Look, this kid is smart and book smart and has absolutely zero street smarts or emotional intelligence. So it actually does not surprise me he hasn't figured it out until now.
That's because, well,
Kurusu paused and looked away, and then she showed me the phone in her hands.
because of this.
There was a picture on the phone. A happily smiling boy and two girls. The picture was old, but I recognized one of the girls as Kurusu and the boy as Kawahara. And there was a girl with them who had very gloomy eyes. Huh? It was without a doubt the girl whose data I'd seen in the facility, the one called Senni Minamisawa. That's right. I remember. I knew I'd heard the name Minamisawa before. It was during the culture festival. Kawahara had said, especially me and one other person. Her name was Minamisawa. She died in the earthquake, but before that, the three of us were always together. Yeah, the one who tried to immolate us. Kawahara said that you had a friend named Minamisawa.
That's right. When this photo was taken, the three of us always played together.
Senri Minamisawa, who had been subjected to those awful human experiments, used to be Kurusu's friend?
Senne used to go to that hospital every day.
Then you... The back of my throat had gone dry and hurt terribly. Then you knew what was going on there? Kurusu bit her lip and slowly nodded.
I was just a kid, and there was nothing I could do. It was so frustrating, and it made me so sad.
Kurusu looked down. Her face was twisted with pain as if she was being tortured. She was a girl with a strong sense of right and wrong. Knowing that her friend was being experimented on must have been terrible for her. Did Kurusu maybe go through the same trauma that I did?
But I'm not a kid anymore. I can't run away. I have to know the truth about what's going on. Otherwise, I can't protect anyone.
Kurusu...
Arimura, please, tell me everything.
Was that really the right thing to do? I'd put Kurusu in danger before, and now I was sending her down a dangerous path again.
I guess we don't have a choice.
Wait, Arimura! I tried to stop Arimura, but Kurusu cut me off.
Listen, Takuru, I don't know who hurt you two today, but they might come back, right? If I don't know what's going on, I can't do anything for you. All I can do is be afraid and helpless. I don't want that. So tell me everything. I'm so jealous.
Huh?
No, it's nothing. So is it okay to tell her?
Yeah. I slowly nodded. But Arimura, before we get Kurusu involved, can I ask you one more thing?
Ask me.
I don't really know much about you. Honestly, I don't know if it's okay to trust you.
I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
But doesn't it doesn't seem like you're a bad person, I think. So I want to ask you.
Ask me what?
You're not, at least, you're not our enemy, right?
Hmm.
No one I care about is going to die because of you, right? Arimura thought for a moment as she looked at me and Kurusu in turn. And then,
Well, you just saved my life back there, and I don't think it would be right to hurt you after that. So I swear it. You both can treat me as an ally.
I see.
Oh, but I hate it when people get clingy and super friendly, so keep that in mind.
Then she smiled just a little. That may have been the first time I'd seen a real smile from her. She's cute. All right, October 12th, 2015, Monday. Shinjo looked up at the huge white building and sighed loudly. AH Tokyo General Hospital. After Kurisu's report, he decided to visit himself. It was almost midnight. Visiting hours were long over and he didn't have an official warrant. He was here entirely of his own volition. But as he saw it, he was never getting a warrant the usual way, so this was his only shot. Normally, he'd want to slowly, painstakingly build up a case, but it seemed to him that searching this hospital was so important that there just wasn't time to spare. Yeah,
Well, I was going to stab you in the back tomorrow, but I guess I can hold off on that.
first, I need to see if what Mio Kunosato said is true. If I can do that, I should be able to get as many warrants as I want. After his own investigations, he'd found that something strange had started happening here in 2007, 2 years before the earthquake. At the time, there was a treatment facility in Shibuya called the Arc Heart Medical Association that was involved with some kind of cult. On the surface, it was a mental health clinic staffed with talented doctors from university hospitals. There was no way to know what they'd actually been doing, but evidently some people had suspected that they were brainwashing troubled patients. But suddenly, the facility was reborn as a hospital with a non-profit assisted living facility. And all the doctors that Arc Heart Medical had fired were rehired at AH Tokyo General Hospital. And then, 6 years ago, there was the New Generation Madness. The fifth victim in that case, Fumio Takishina, the victim of the so-called brain-dead case who'd been kept alive a week after his brain was removed. He'd worked at AH Tokyo General Hospital. What's with all these creepy coincidences? There was far too much that seemed suspicious. What would they have done at a time like this? And then he shook his head. Do it your own way. That's what they would have said. Either way, if he could get proof of what was in this facility's basement, the case would take a whole different turn. Even if there was something big lurking in the shadows behind this case, if he presented incontrovertible proof, the police would have no choice but to act. It wasn't just about the facility, after all. There were a lot of people involved, too. The lives and dignity of the victims who had been turned into test subjects also mattered. Experimenting on humans, huh? Disgusting. Every year, almost 100,000 people went missing. If some of them had been forced into these experiments, that was a big problem. Okay, let's get this over with. His voice was somehow relaxed, yet driven, as he headed into the hospital. He'd learned and memorized the location of the facility from Kunosato. He snuck in from the ER loading zone and headed to the basement. The temperature there was clearly different from the areas above. And then he went to the autopsy room. If I remember right, this is where the entrance is. He opened the breaker box and saw the card reader inside. So this is it. He held out the card key that Kunosato had given him. And he heard the sound of an opening door. I see. So something big's happening here. There was a hidden staircase in the back of the autopsy room. A part of him hadn't believed it until he'd seen it for himself, but now he was essentially sure. A normal hospital wouldn't need something like this. Shinjo stopped for a moment to take a breath and headed down the stairs. There was an old hallway at the bottom. It smelled of mold and dust. When he turned on his pen light, he saw that it was an old facility and the walls were falling apart. But this place is still being used. If no one visits a building, it rots away. Unless someone uses it every day, it won't last long. But this place was different. It was old, but he was nearly certain someone was using it. I think she said it's up this way. Shinjo followed the directions that Kunosato had given him as he headed towards his goal. His first stop was the monitoring room, which would have critical information on the facility. He wanted the data on the computer there. And then he wanted to find the room where the victims of the experiments were being kept. He turned down many corridors as he headed for his destination. The cell-like rooms he saw on the way concerned him, but they could wait for later. Right now, his biggest job was to get the evidence he needed. This must be the place. Shinjo finally found the spot he was looking for. He used his card key to unlock the door. Then he swallowed and put his hand on the doorknob. When he got inside, he saw... What? Damn it! He quickly ran to the other room, the prison where Uki Yamazoe had kept the test subjects. You're kidding me! This can't be! This can't be! He quickly found the room and flung open the door. Yeah, did they get moved because we literally kidnapped their caretaker? Like, if they hadn't been aware of it before, they were definitely aware of it when we took her. And then he stood still in astonishment. There was nothing there. No victims, no beds, none of the things that Kunosato had told him about. The moderating room had been empty too. There were no security cameras, no computers, nothing at all. All that remained was the simple fact that there was nothing left at all.
Hey, Miyashiro, you're going to the club today, right?
Of course. I want to go over a lot of things with the case.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, sorry. Go on ahead without me.
What, you got something to do?
Well, I'm on cleaning duty today. I pointed to the other students who were moving the desks and sweeping the floors.
Yeah? But, why do they make the students do the cleaning?
You've got that right. It's only a few countries, including Japan, that make their students do their cleaning.
Oh, stop. I don't need to hear it. Okay, see you later.
Oh. Sheesh. Time to get this finished and head to the club room. I saw a scrap of paper lying on the floor next to the garbage bin. Someone had probably tried to throw it in the wastebasket and missed, and then left it there. I really wish that they'd think about the people that had to do the cleaning before they did that. I took a quick look around. There was another student named Tanaka right nearby who was mopping up the floor. Fortunately, there was no one else around. Okay, let's try this. I visualized a scrap of paper lifting off the ground. This was more difficult than you'd think. If you lost your concentration for even a moment, it wouldn't work. Well, can I do it? I took the scene I'd imagined and tried to strike Tanaka with it. And then... Yes! The scrap of paper floated upward just like I'd imagined. And then it floated into the garbage can. Nice. I did a little victory pose.
Huh?
Tanaka was looking around in surprise. She looked at me a little afraid.
Hey, Miyashiro?
Yes? What is it?
Did I just see a piece of paper move into the garbage can on its own?
Huh?
Like, it went in without anybody touching it?
Huh? No way. You must have been mistaken.
Oh, yeah. I guess you're right.
Still, she stared at the garbage can, unsatisfied. I'd like to go throw out the garbage. Is that okay? I mean, yeah, we still have janitors in Japanese schools. It's just that they do... I don't know that they do less, because quite honestly, I don't remember ever cleaning out the classroom that well. I think it's more like the sense of responsibility that it's your classroom, so it has to be kept clean, and so you shouldn't be making a mess. But I don't know.
Huh? Yeah, sorry.
I took the garbage can out into the hallway. Yeah, our psychic power is trash cleanup. More. I want to use this power more. Yeah, wasn't this exactly what Mio told us not to do? All right, Chapter 7, Their Resistance. 2. I think we're going to end here for tonight. I think this is a good place to end. So, we have our power. We are now using it like we are like it's going out of style, and we'll find out what's going on Sunday probably. So next stream Sunday 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Pacific, as per normal time, everything. Keep an eye out for Mana's performance information. And I think that's all I got. Thanks for hanging out tonight. And yeah, have a good night, all. Thanks. Bye.